Hello everyone. So today's class is about relation and function, and I have divided the topic into three parts. Today's portion is relation and function part 1, where we will be covering the basics of relation. Right? Maybe we can go back to the portion we have done in 11th standard. Right? So then after that, whatever we have in 12th standard syllabus, the relation and types of relation. Okay, so here you see, to start with, Cartesian product of sets. Cartesian product of sets means what? So here, if A and B are two non-empty sets, if A and B are two non-empty sets, then the Cartesian product of A and B denoted by A cross B, we write like this, right, is a set of ordered pairs, So underline the term ordered pairs. Set of ordered pairs AB such that your A belongs to set A, B belongs to set B. Okay, so we write like this: A Cartesian product B is a set of ordered pairs AB such that A belongs to set A, B belongs to set B. Okay, so when I said underline ordered pairs, I have just encircled it like this. So ordered pairs means what? So the name suggests, ordered pairs means pairs are in order, right? So pairs are in order means, like here you see, this is a pair of terms, okay, A, B. So A is your first component, B is the second component. So it means they cannot be interchanged. Okay. For example, whenever you plot a point in the coordinate plane, so if I write here 2, 3, so 2, 3, this point suppose 2, 3, and if I write it 3, 2, so 3, 2 will be here. It means this 2, 3, point 2, 3 in the plane is not same as point 3, 2. It means 2, 3 is also an ordered pair, right? It means abscissa ordinate. They are also ordered pairs. You cannot just interchange abscissa and ordinate unless they are equal. So here you see, whenever we say ordered pair AB, so it means AB not equal to BA. First thing. And also AB will be equal to BA only when A equal to B. Okay. Another thing is, if you write here AB equal to CD, it means if you say two ordered pairs are equal if and only if the corresponding components are equal, right? So corresponding components means, so you have AB equal to CD. If you take two ordered pairs equal, if and only if A equal to C and your B equal to D. So that's why we call them ordered pair. Okay, pairs are in a definite order. So here you see, having taken this as ordered pair, this is the first component, this is the second component. Okay, so here AB equal to BA if and only if A equal to B, otherwise they are not equal, right? And if I write here A is suppose 1, 2, B is, I can take A, B, C, suppose A, B, C. So if I want to take A Cartesian product B, it will be like this: 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C. So it means the ordered pairs will be what here? A Cartesian product B would be 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C. It means every element of A, okay, is paired with every element of B. It means in the ordered pair you see the first component of each ordered pair is from A, second component of each ordered pair is from B. So if A has 2 elements and B has 3 elements, we are getting here 6 elements. Similarly, if you take here A contains 3 elements, B contains 3 elements. Again you can have each element of this will be associated with this. So if I write 1, 2, 3, so 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C, like this. So here if A contains m number of elements, B contains n number of elements, then number of ordered pairs, a number of elements in A Cartesian product B will be m into n. So it means A having 3 elements, B having 5 elements. A Cartesian product B will have 3 into 5, 15 ordered pairs. Is it clear? So taking this example, see, we have taken A is the set containing 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. B is the set containing 2, 4, 6. So if I find A Cartesian product B, so here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you have 3 elements. So number of elements in A Cartesian product B is always number of elements in A into number of elements in B. Okay, and here you see these are the ordered pairs. Now if I take the relation from A to B, see, when you take relation is always between two objects, like relation between two people, relation between two numbers, relation between two triangles, relation between two objects. So it means whenever we consider relation, we need at least 2 elements, right? So that's why we consider ordered pairs. While defining the relation, we take help of ordered pairs. For example, if I say R is a relation from set A to set B, okay, such that if I write here, yes, I can write such that A, R, B, so I am denoting for relation here, A, R, B means A related to B, such, defined by A is greater than B. Suppose I take like this, so it means I have to search for the ordered pairs in which A greater than B, means first component is more than second component. So here you see, in this case, the R will be what? First component more than second component. We have 3, 2, okay, then we have, yes, 5, 2, then 5, 4, then here it is 7, 2, 7, 4, 7, 6, 9, 2, 9, 4, 9, 6. Just check, I think I have taken all the elements. Okay, if I take, suppose R1 is a relation from A to B defined by R equal to AB, such that A equal to square of B, or I can write here A equal to B square, for example. If I write like this, so A is the square of B. See, first object is square of the second. So do we have such terms here? Okay, so 1 2 nahi hoga, right? A equal to B square means we do not have any such element, है ना? So here in this case, here R1 is 5. Okay, so this is called, you can say, empty relation. There is no such relation here. R2, suppose I take A to be defined by R2 is, I can write AB such that here I can take, if I write here A less than B, okay, so if I take A less than B, I can have R2 equals to, so A less than B, I can have 1 2, then 1 4, then 1 6, okay, 3 4, then I can take 3 6, then I can take 5 6. Okay, so I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so here you see, whether I take A equal to B square, A greater than B, yeah, A less than B, A equal to B, A square equal to B, any type of relation I take. So all the ordered pairs will be subsets of this A Cartesian product B. Okay, so whenever we take any relation R from A to B, it is a subset of A Cartesian product B. So we define like this: the relation R from A to B is a subset of A Cartesian product B. Okay, so that we have done in standard 11th. And also you see, whenever we write relation as ordered pairs, all the first components of the relation, all the first components, set of all first components, we call it domain of the relation. So domain of the relation is, domain of relation R means it is set of all first components, set of all first components of the ordered pair, first components of the ordered pairs, whichever we are getting. Similarly, if you have to define range of the relation, the range of the relation is set of all second component of the ordered pair. So here you see, the domain of this relation will be 3 5 7 9, and range of the relation would be 2 4 6. Okay, similarly here you have R1 is 5, so this is, you can say, it is an empty relation because there is no element in the relation. Third case, R2, if we take 1 2 1 4 1 6 3 4 3 6 5 6, that means here domain of this relation, the set containing 1 3 and 5, and range of the relation would be 2 4 6. Okay, so this is about domain and range of the relation. Similarly, we also have studied in 11th standard inverse of a relation. Inverse of a relation is just by interchanging the components. It means if the relation is a non-empty relation, okay, if the relation is non-empty, suppose I take R2, it is a non-empty relation. R2 inverse would be 2 1 4 1 6 1 4 3 6 3 6 5, like this, right? So what is relation? Relation is, relation from set A to B is, it is a subset of A Cartesian product B, and domain and range of the relation. So these things we have already done in 11th standard. So let's see, what next we have to study in 12th standard. Let me tell you. So we have discussed what is domain of a relation R, range of relation R, and inverse of a relation R. So as we just discussed, R is a relation from A to B. It means that R is a subset of a Cartesian product B. Okay. Now if the relation R is non-empty, okay, so if it is non-empty relation, we can define inverse relation from B to A, right? It means if R is a relation containing ordered pairs AB, suppose for example this is equal to you can say A equal to B square. So maybe this is the relation we are defining. So in this case, if it is non-empty relation, R inverse will be from B to A. Okay, R inverse will be from B to A, and R inverse we will write this as ordered pair BA. Okay, that the relation remains same. So here it is AB, so this will be interchanged, right? So here it is BA, and so what will happen here? For example, you see, if I write here the relation R, for example, I have 1 1 1 4 2 4 A equal to B square 4 2 9 3. Okay, so R A and B suppose predefined. If it is like this, so B square equal to A, 2 square 4, 3 square 9, 1 square 1. So if the relation R is this, your R inverse, we will write 1 1, then 2 4, then 3 9. Okay, so it is like BA. Now you see the relation here. Here you see, A equal to B square, that is the original relation. So in inverse, we are just interchanging the ordered pair. Okay, this is all about when the relation is from A to B. And if we have relation from A to A, which we are going to study in 12th standard. If the relation is on the same set, R is a relation from A to A. So it doesn't mean you will not have ordered pairs. So it means basically R will be a relation from A to A, means R is a subset of A Cartesian product A. Okay, so just like there we write A Cartesian product B, here it will be A Cartesian product A. So it means still we will be getting the ordered pairs, but both the components will be from the same set A. Is it clear? Now we call it R is a relation on the same set, on the set A. So whenever R is a relation from A to A, here R is subset of A Cartesian product A, and we call it R is a relation on the set A. So let's see the types of relation when R is a relation on same set A. So whenever we have relation on the same set A, okay, so here we are dividing the relation into 1 2 3 4 5 6 types. Okay, so in types of relation we are going to study all these types. The first one is our empty relation. So what is empty relation? So as you know, if the relation is empty, it means there is no element, no ordered pair. It means basically it is impossible. For example, if I write here A equal to 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so here I write R is a relation on A. Okay, on A defined by A R B, two elements A B are related if and only if A plus B equal to 20. So if I write A plus B equal to 20, so you will not get any sum of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here also if you write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and your R is a subset of A Cartesian product A. So you see none of the ordered pairs, in none of the ordered pairs, sum of first component and second component will be 20. See 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. The maximum you will be getting 5, 5. Means 5 plus 5 equal to 10. So in this case, in none of the cases you will be getting A plus B equal to 20. So in this case, the relation is empty relation. R equal to 5. Here, now identity relation. Here, the relation is identity relation. R, yeah, the relation is an identity relation. Identity relation if every element is related to itself and only to itself. Okay, every element is related to self and only to itself. Okay, so like for example, so A equal to 1, 2. Okay, if I write here R, this relation on set A, if it is 1, 1, 2, 2, this can be taken as identity relation. Similarly, if I take R equal to 1, 2, 3, okay, so set A equal to 1, 2, 3, if I write here, the relation R is 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. So this can be an identity relation. And in case I take the relation on this set A containing 1, 2, 3, if I take only 1, 1, 2, 2, but I do not take 3, 3, it cannot be an identity relation. So basically the relation is identity relation if every element, here you see every element, okay, if we exclude 3, so every element we are not taking, right? So here the relation will be identity relation if every element is related to itself. It means related to only to itself. So if you have 3, 4, 5, you have 2, whatever may be the number of elements in the set, the relation like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 like this. So every element is related to itself. So such relation will be taken as identity relation. Okay. Now next one is universal relation. In universal relation, so it means each element is related to every element. Here you see, simply said, here R equal to A Cartesian product A. Okay, it means we take all ordered pairs. All the ordered pairs we take. So if R equal to A Cartesian product A, it means every element is related to every element, all the elements related to every element. It's like this. For example, I can take the set, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. If I define R is a relation on set A, so R equal to, if it is AB such that A minus B, I can take A plus B, for example, greater than 0. Okay, if I write here A plus B greater than 0. So you see, if you take 1 plus 1, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 4 greater than 0. Similarly, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 3, 2 plus 4, 3 plus 1, 3 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 3 plus 4, 4 plus 1, 4 plus 2, 4 plus 3, 4 plus 4. It means we are taking all under this condition, all the whole A Cartesian product A will be taken. So such relation will be taken as universal relation. So one is identity relation, then universal relation, then empty relation. Okay. So these are the three, you can say, a very special category of relations. And so these last three, reflexive, symmetric and transitive, these relations are very important from exam point of view. So let's discuss these three relations in details. So reflexive relation is what? reflexive relation. So for a relation are on set A is said to be reflexive if for every A belongs to, for all A belongs to A. Okay, so you can write here A R A. It means A is related to itself. Okay, so relation is called reflexive if for A belongs to A. For all, this symbol is for all. For all A belongs to A R A means A is related to self. So we may write like A R B, or we write A B belongs to R. So out of these two notations you can follow any one, whichever is convenient to you. So here you see, so here we are defining A related to itself. Now just few minutes back we have defined identity relation. Okay, so identity relation somehow somewhat like similar to this one. So then is identity relation and reflexive relation are the same? Let me give an example to you. Suppose for example if I write here A 1 2 3. Okay, now R is a relation. If I write here 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3. Okay, if I write like this, and in another case I write 1 1 2 2 3 3. I may write 1 2 also. Okay, so in this case this can be identity relation. Okay, 1 1 2 2 3 3. This can be identity relation. This can also be reflexive. But in this case 1 1 2 2 3 3 1 2. So in this case this is reflexive, but this cannot be identity relation. Okay, it means we have 1 1 2 2 3 3, but even if we have one extra or two extra elements in the set, it's okay, it can be reflexive. But in this case we cannot take any extra relation. Okay, here every element for all A belongs to A is related to itself. So that condition is being satisfied. Okay, it doesn't matter whether you have some extra elements apart from these, some extra elements you are taking, so no problem. But here it is every element is related to itself and only to itself. So any identity relation, an identity relation can be reflexive, but not all the reflexive relations can be identity relation. So that is the basic difference between an identity relation and a reflexive relation. And also few more examples for from reflexive relation I can take. First example, if I take any on the set of numbers, if I say equality, it means if you take R is a relation on set A, on set of integers defined by R is a relation on set of integers Z. Okay, defined by A R B if and only if A equal to B. So if I write here equality of numbers, so every number is equal to itself. So this can be reflexive. If I take on the set of lines, every line is parallel to itself. So it's parallel to that relation can be reflexive. Right? Similarly, if I write here divisible by, the relation is like this. So every number is divisible by itself. So that can be reflexive. On the other hand, the counter example is if I say on the set of integers A greater than B, if I define the relation as A greater than B, we cannot say every number is greater than itself. Every number is smaller than itself. So greater than, smaller than, that cannot be reflexive relation. Similarly, in case of lines, we say every line is parallel to itself. So it is based on the condition the angle between the same line is 0. Okay, 0 degree, 0 radian, whatever you take. But I can't say every line is perpendicular to itself. So is perpendicular to, that cannot be taken as reflexive relation. And one more example on the set of triangles. Triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. If this is the relation, so we can say, as we know, every triangle is congruent to itself. So it's congruent to, it's similar to, these are, we can take this as reflexive relations, right? So reflexive relation is basically, you can say, we take only one element and that element related to itself. Okay, so that is reflexive relation. So symmetric relation, what is it? So R, the relation R on set A is said to be symmetric. Said to be symmetric if for two elements AB belongs to A, or B implies B or A. It means A is related to B implies B is similarly related to A. Okay, so please remember, similarly related, it's not simply related. Okay, for example, if A equal to B, so B equal to A. So equality can be taken as symmetric relation. Line L1 perpendicular to line L2 implies line L2 perpendicular to line L1, right? So it means the way A related to B, this implies B similarly related to A. Okay, but if I say A greater than B and A greater than B doesn't imply B greater than A. So greater than, that relation cannot be symmetric. A smaller than B, this doesn't imply B smaller than A. So greater than, smaller than. Similarly, if I say A divisible by B, for example, 6 is divisible by 2. Okay, but this doesn't imply 2 divisible by 6, right? So these are examples of the examples in which we do not get the relation symmetric. Okay, so this is one thing. So equality, similarity, congruence, and also perpendicular in case of lines. So these are symmetric relations. And whenever we say greater than, smaller than, we can say divisibility, multiple of, we say A equal to B square. If A equal to B square, that doesn't imply B equal to A square, right? Except the case A equal to 1, B equal to 1. In all other cases, we do not have A equal to B square means B equal to A square. So that also, those relations are not symmetric relations. Third one is transitive relation. Transitive relation. So in transitive relation, the relation R on set A is said to be transitive. Transitive if for A, B, C belongs to A. So here you observe, we are taking 3 elements, A, R, B, B, R, C implies A, R, C. It means A related to B, B related to C. This implies A similarly related to C. So please note A similarly related to C. Okay, for example, if we take three numbers A equal to B, B equal to C, it means A equal to C, and also A greater than B, B greater than C, A greater than C. So here greater than, which was not reflexive and symmetric, but it is transitive relation. Similarly, A smaller than B, B smaller than C. So A smaller than C. So greater than, smaller than. These are neither reflexive nor symmetric, but transitive. And also, if you take three triangles, triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF, DEF congruent to triangle PQR. So triangle ABC can be congruent to triangle PQR. So it's congruent to. This relation is also transitive relation. So here what we need to see, we consider A related to B, B related to C, then we prove A similarly related to C. Okay, so this is all about types of relations. Okay, out of these 6 types of relations, the last 3 specifically, these are very important, and if the relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, we call it equivalence relation. Equivalence relation. So relation is symmetric, transitive and reflexive. So the relation is equivalence relation if it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So in next class we will cover what is equivalence relation and also equivalence class, and we will take some questions. Okay, so till that time please revise whatever portion we have studied today. So thank you so much.